This is the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, and we have been fortunate enough to join in with, by far, at least for this week, the hottest coach in the FCS, and in fact of all of college football. That's none other than Coach Mike London. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great, Mike. Thanks for having me again, and it's very, very humble, and also just know that, a lot of games are won and lost, but it's great to have been involved in a game where Howard University and our players had a chance to be on the right side of history here, and so we're excited about the outcome and look forward to playing again. How we go, you play a game and then you're on to the next game. You can't sit around and wallow in what you did, whether you win or lose. But this one was special, and we'll embrace it for now, but we got to move on to our next opponent.
Well, right now the experts are calling this the greatest upset in college football history. That's how important and significant this win is. And I know it's not about wallowing in the past, but you got to at least come clean with me, Coach. At least for a couple of hours, you kind of stepped back and said, wow, we did that.
Well, the context of everything you just talked about, the team in the past and things have gone on. There's a 1993 championship team that Jay Walker was very much a part of, and that's a long time, and to have an opportunity to win a game as significant as this, based on, the facts as they are presented, it is significant. And, it's one of those things that, to me, it's program changing. It's culture changing. So we embrace it. We enjoy. I just told you a few minutes ago, we just got back to D.C. 11 o'clock this morning, and going out on the West Coast, but we embrace it, and we figure out what we did wrong. We get it corrected, and we continue to move down a path of just, being mission possible. That's our mission statement this year, and it was really great to see it come to fruition out on the field. It's coming to fruition in the classroom. The community service things that we do, they're important. So we're just trying to build a team and a culture.
Talking with Coach Mike London of the Howard Bison, they pull off the big win over the UNLV Rebels by the score of 43-40, a real big shootout, Coach. You guys had the lead most part of the game. Started getting a little tight toward the end. Give us a quick recap on how things unfolded for you guys.
Yeah, we were able to come out early and score, in the first quarter, score first. We were able to sustain drives and actually go into halftime with a lead. Typically, when you play an FBS program and, the depth issues become a concern, they start running the ball right at us, and, we didn't have enough depth at the D-line position, and they start, creating long yardage plays, explosive plays. But I have to say this about the defense. They got the ball probably in the plus territory on 3-4 different occasions, and most teams, you want to score touchdowns. We held them to field goals, and I think that was significant. Well, it is significant. You look at the end of the game results, not giving up touchdowns, but making them kick field goals, and one they missed. So that was important. And then we had some explosive plays by Kalen Newton, Anthony Filliard, the BX preseason offensive player of the year. They played well, and we made the plays when we had to. And coaches did a great job of calling plays, mixing things up, trying to keep them off balance, and it led to success. So very happy with the results.
Now, customarily, you go and you meet your opponent, head coach at midfield. What was the exchange of words, Coach, at the end of this game?
Well, I'd say before the game, Coach Sanchez and I, exchanged pleasantries. In the build-up to this, we did promos for this game and how we're playing, UNLV. But after the game, I'm sure it's a tough loss, obviously a tough loss for them, and the things that happened during the course of the game that changed their fortunes. I was so blessed and honored that the players dunked me with some Gatorade. It was good because it was hot out there, so I enjoyed that briefly on the walk across the field. But you don't say much. I mean, it's out of respect that you go across the field, you shake the other coach's hand, and and a few words are said, but it's just what you do. It's sort of a code that you do. The coaches understand that before the game and after the game, either way, you're going to acknowledge each other. So, like I said, I'm sure it's a tough day for them this morning, but for us, we're very excited about the results.
the Bison go into Rebel country and pull off the upset, and just when you thought you could breathe for a little while, you turn around the corner and you got an opponent down the road by the name of Kent State. Coach, I don't know how you're stacking them, man, but you're not giving these guys any momentum at all to reflect on their glory.
Well, no, you have a schedule. The schedules are made, in advance, years in advance, and before I got here. So, you play the games that they're in front of you, and we'll do that. We'll prepare for, a Kent State team. People can look at it. Well, they played Clemson, last week. Clemson national champion, very good team, very well coached. So we can't assume anything. We have to make sure that we take care of ourselves. Be better than what we were, some circumstances and situations. But then again, Mark, just kind of go in there with the mindset of having the ability to execute what we need to get done. And I think that's the biggest thing. So we're looking forward to it.
Well, when you sit back, Coach, and I can remember we was talking at the MEAC Media Day, and you were very complimentary of the coaches and the caliber of players that is in this FCS particular MEAC division. And what does this mean to you personally to go out with your debut game with the Bison? You pull off a win like this, and let's be honest, a lot of people outside of Bison Nation were not expecting much. In fact, I'm not a numbers type guy, but, when you look at the spread and all this, that, what does it mean to you and personally, and what's the echoes that when you're all alone and no one can see you or hear you, what do you say when you look at yourself in the mirror?
Well, I believe we've talked on several occasions, and I'm a Jeremiah 29:11 guy. I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you for your hope in the future. And I'm a glass half filled guy as well. And as a football coach, we're educators, we're mentors, we're role models, we're a lot of things. And the biggest thing that happens is we let our identities get tied up into playing a sport or into being a coach. I'm more than just a football coach. I'm a husband and father, and I'm reminded of that every day. So the important things are control the controllables, give great effort in everything you do, stay humble and acknowledge those that have helped you along the way, and then just play hard. Just play hard. So if you can have that formula, kind of capsulize in an effort, energy, everyday attitude, then you get what you bring on. So that's what we talk about. And we continue to keep talking about it. We'll always talk about it. Young kids, they make decisions. They make bad decisions sometimes, but we live forward and we learn backwards. And so as teachers and educators, it's important for coaches to adopt philosophies that are going to allow young men to grow and mature as well.
Talking with Coach Mike London of the Howard Bison. Bison go to the West Coast, a 3-hour time differential, and now jet lag has definitely fatigued and set in.
That's the truth, man. That's the truth. I tell you. Yes, sir. The time, normally body clock, if it's 6, I'm a 6 o'clock guy, so it's 6 o'clock body clock. I wake up, but it's like, it's like 3 o'clock their time. I'm like, what am I doing? So I got up, took a shower, and read. Oh, it was crazy. But now we're trying to get acclimated back on to East Coast time again and get ready to practice and move on. Now, did you give the guys Monday off or because of the holiday scenario, or are you going to just keep focused and stay grinding? Yeah, Mondays are our regular NCAA, days off. So I know it's a holiday, per se for everyone out there. But, for us, from a football standpoint, there's no school, so our players will be off anyway. There'll be some study hall things that they have to do. Coaches will be in the office game planning, for Kent State. But, it kind of worked that Sunday we just got in, so I gave them the rest of the day off to get their bodies acclimated to getting back on our time zone. And then they're off tomorrow. Some guys will do some light lifting, yoga, pool workout, and then we go back at it on Tuesday. Okay, very good. Coach, now it's obvious to say that Kent State will not be taking you guys for granted. What are going to be some of the keys for you guys to try and stay competitive and pull off another win? Yeah, the biggest thing for us, if you look back at this game, they'll have one game on us and we'll have one game on them. And a lot of times in blowouts or things like that, they're not indicative of what a team really is like or all about. We're going to have to take the approach that we got to take care of ourselves. And there's some things that, that we have to make sure we shore up, from a special team standpoint. We had too many penalties that extended drives and made third and long situations even longer. And then defensively, we had a bend but don't break mentality, but we gave them a few big plays. So it's going to be more about us and, communicating out their coverages and assignments than it is particularly about what they're doing. Now, we'll look at their film and we'll see some things that we'll have to adjust and formulate a game plan with. But, the second game of the year is always the one about how can you make the adjustments of making yourself a better football team.
Absolutely. Now, there's going to be a lot of attaboys and pats on the back, but as a coach, you're always looking for that perfect game. And even though you got this victory, as you just mentioned, there were some things that you could fine-tune that you're looking to hone in as you get ready for conference play. What would you say is the one thing that still concerns you with your Bison squad?
Well, I tell you, we played in lulls kind of up and down a little bit. And, you don't want to make excuses about a lack of depth or anything like that. But we got to make sure that our there's a consistent effort of just giving everything that we have. And then, if they're better than us, that's fine. But if you give in or you're not going quite as, 100% or full speed as you need to, that leads to those big plays. That leads to a guy not having his hat in his gap. That leads to running a route short and the quarterback overthrows the ball. So we got to take care of those things that raise our level of play and the competitive nature. If we can do that, then we'll continue to become a better football team. So that's what's going to be stressed in this week's practice.
Will the Bison pull off the upset? They'll try to do it 2 weeks in a row as they look forward to taking on Kent State. Coach, I'm going to give you the final say on this edition of the Mike London Show.
Well, I tell you what, all things are possible. With man, it's impossible. With the man upstairs, all things are possible. And I'm really happy for the players, Bison Nation. We had a large contingent out there. It was really, really good to see, people that reconnected with one another after not having seen each other for a while. And our parents traveled. It was really nice. So, we're blessed. We're fortunate. And we're looking forward to moving on and playing Kent State this week. And thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Every week I appreciate being on the show.
We appreciate you as well. The Bison with a new logo, a new coach, a new attitude, and a whole new approach as they start off this 2017 campaign, 2017 1-0, looking to head out to Kent State. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As always, it's a joy and a pleasure to bring you these in-depth interviews, coverages of exclusive teams such as the Howard Bison. Until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.